It takes courage and maturity to know that you are not that important and you need to reduce words and reduce all this jargon so that it's readable and people will be interested in you. Welcome back to PhD Coffee Time. This is the online community for you as PhD student to get motivation, peer support, and practical tips during your PhD. Last week, I talked about how I created my academic CV. For those who might know me in person, you will know that I'm actually transitioning. I'm actively looking for jobs in the industry in a more applied area of science. I've come to a realization that in a job application outside of academia, you cannot send in a 5-7 pages CV. And that's the purpose of this video. I will highlight how I convert my long 7-page CV into just 1-page resume. If you're looking for a job in the end of PhD, make sure to hit the subscribe button because I hope at least we can keep each other supported as peers. The difference between a CV and a resume is that you don't highlight everything you do. Before you write, you must read. You need to read the job ad and understand all the requirements. Think of a narrative of how your experience and skills are fitting to this role. This resume should represent that. Very often in a job application, you'll be asked to write a motivation letter or a cover letter. And I won't go through the structure of cover letter in this video because it's mostly about resume. But I would like to say one thing is your resume represents your past and present, what you have done experience-wise and how this experience could help with this post. Cover letter is explaining again your present state as well as your future. All of the past experience and your present interest. Use this letter to explain why you are interested in the field. Chances are you may be changing roles and maybe you're changing your expertise in your research. So why would you feel interested in applying to that position? So before we even start talking about how to write a resume, I'd like to challenge everyone to read a job description carefully. Not everybody really dissects the job description. So think about it. If you are the rare type of people who actually address every item in a job description, you're going to increase your chance of getting seen. When you're reading a job description, understand, do you have the qualification they're looking for? For example, in this post, they want a PhD degree holder, technical expertise in the area of molecular biology, cell biology, protein chemistry, protein engineering as evidenced by projects, presentations, or peer-reviewed scientific publications. Strong organization skills to deal with a lot of data, excellent communication, collaborative skills for work on cross-functional, multidisciplinary teams. The point of going through this job description is not to bore you with these words, but I want to make a point that your resume has to reflect most of these requests. But bear in mind, job description is a wish list. The candidates they hire may not fulfill all of the above description. Your job as a job applicant is to address most of this wish list and explain it with evidence. Of course, you have the same sections, education, your position held, the date of all of this, but you need to write it in a more concise manner, have the courage to get rid of everything that is not relevant to them. Now, this is a template that I have been using. On the right side, I have my full name. On the top of your resume saying, what are you to offer in this job? Highlight 3 different skills that you think are the most relevant. 3 personal summary on the top. You may want to highlight your ability to travel, your ability to give a talk and engage audience at different level of competency. You are good at building teams within your lab and you can engage different stakeholders. So doing research is important and reading the job description is fundamental. And I follow everything by education and my relevant experience. And on the top left corner is mostly bullet point style on the left side as a list of items. I use bullet points feature in Microsoft Word and insert just intuitive logo, like address is like the Google Map point, telephone is look like a phone, so I don't need to spell it out. There is a list of skills because resumes are not only read by recruiter nowadays. In big company, they're usually screened through by computers. It's like your hashtag in Instagram. On the bottom left corner, I have a section called Hobbies and Languages. My mother tongue is Cantonese. We have trilingual education in Hong Kong, so I speak English and Mandarin as well in school. And now I speak basic French. One way that you can show it is just putting them by bullet points, and I number them. Number 1 is my native language. And the bottom, you have a little list of hobbies. You also need to convince people that you are a human and they will enjoy having you in their team. I know there are some templates out there. It's not helpful to annotate how many stars is your competencies. 5 star out of 5 as leadership. That would just make you sound arrogant. 3 star out of 5 in French. People would be like, I will remove a star here right now, Vera. There is a website that I found that you can copy and paste the job description as well as uploading your resume and get a score from how you may rank. So being aware of all of these way of modern world, how people hire someone is very important for you to design and tailor your resume. There's actually a lot of similarity between the goal setting for yourself and also the bullet points that you're going to put on your resume. As specific, you start with action word that is specific. Choose a verb that is going to spark joy and bring value. Measurable, for example, I led a team of 5, I have 15 publications, I have 50 plus collaborations internationally. $1,000 budget, collaborators over 10 plus countries. Those are all measurable and people can immediately get interested to talk to you more about your background. Attainable, you want to be true to your background, but make sure you tailor to their languages. Those are important words to include. Make sure they are not too far from your background. And I put a point about relevance. The job description has a lot of keywords. Make sure you put all the relevant keywords that you have seen over and over again in the job description. And the last point is T, time sensitive or time specific. This is not about how you write your resume. Someone asks you, can I have your resume? Your answer should be, yes, I'll be ready in 5 minutes to send you one. So do your research about the general type of role you are interested in and have several versions of resume ready for those type of requests. In summary, your resume is far from being a static document. You have to think about what is written in the job description, do additional research, go to the company website, and if you know anyone from that company, ask about what is that role supposed to do. So with all this research, you're going to narrow down how to write this resume. Your goal is to have a phone call or an interview. So the resume is just a starting point, it's a ticket to hunt. And a lot of the time when you are doing the other part of the research, such as talking to the employees with the company, you might actually know that they have some jobs ongoing. Then you can be ready whenever this position opens up. Some companies have reward for people referring employees internally. So put yourself out there and make people realize you are available for any job opportunities. Okay, I hope this gives you an overall highlight on how you can convert these big CV files into a small 1-page to 2-page resume for your job application. It is helpful to ask a friend to just take a look for 5 seconds because most resume is not read for longer than 1 minute. And if you're interested, they will ask you and you will explain. It takes courage and maturity to know that you are not that important and you need to reduce words and reduce all this jargon so that it's readable and people will be interested in you. If you like my content, please make sure to hit the subscribe button so that you won't miss anything in the future. Thank you for watching and I'll see you the next time.